Hello everyone. So today with this session, I'm going to explain routing in between VLANs, right? That is we call simply IVR. IVR mean inter VLAN routing. So how we enable the routing in between two virtual LAN. First, I will explain that using the whiteboard. Then I go to the packet tracer simulation. So I will draw diagram to explain that. Let's say with the traditional scenario without VLAN, let's say we have two switches, switch 1, switch 2. This is 10.0 network, this is 20.0 network, /24/24. Now to enable the communication in between this, what we need is router. Then we connect router interface to two switches like this. Then let's say this is port number 10, this is again port number 0/20, like that. Gig 00, gig 0/1, like that. So this is the way how we enable the routing in between two network, right? So with the VLAN concept, what we did, it's simple, right? So within the same switch, right, we can consider now this is one physical switch. Within the one physical switch, we create VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. So using single switch, we simulate many virtual LANs, right? So that's a concept. So in here also, if I need to enable the VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 communication, we need get support of the router. So like this, we need to connect one cable to the router with the VLAN 10 interface. Also we need to connect VLAN 20 interface with the router, right? This is for VLAN 10 traffic, this cable for VLAN 20 traffic. Same thing happened. But you know, this making some issues, right? What's the issue? So let's say within the switch there are 20 VLANs, right? Now we need to connect 20 cables in between this switch and the router. That is not possible. So we need solution for that. The solution is, what we are going to do, let's say this is my switch. Within the switch, let's say I have VLAN 10 and I have VLAN 20, and I am using router, right? So instead of using two cable, I am using only one cable in between router and the switch, and this cable, so this end we need to configure with the trunk, right? With the last session I explained what is trunk. So when I configure this as trunk, what happened, right? Packet coming from VLAN 20 can travel using this link that has tag called 20. Then packet coming from VLAN 10 can use the same link to access the router that tag with the number 10, right? So with the last session I explained what is this tag number, VLAN tag number. So now with the trunk link, the advantage is that can transfer VLAN 10 and 20 traffic to the router. That's fine. Now again we have issue. What's the issue? Let's say VLAN 10 users need gateway, right? Same thing, VLAN 10 users need gateway. At the same time, VLAN 20 users also need gateway. As I mentioned, this is 20.0 and this is 10.0. So in here our interface is gig 0/0. That is one interface. This is one. interface, right? So you know one physical interface can have only one IP, but our requirement is, now the thing is, I need two IPs. I need to configure two IP with gig00 interface, right, to allow VLAN 10 and 20 communication, right? For that we are using the concept called sub-interface, right? So we have main interface gig00, under that gig00, that is main interface, under that we are going to create sub-interface. Let's say my first sub-interface is gig00.1 and my second sub-interface is gig0/0.2. So I am creating two sub-interface. This is .1, this is .2. Then the physical interface is gig00. For the physical interface, right, now let's say you are the router. So for your gig00 interface, you receive VLAN 10 traffic and VLAN 20 traffic both. You know this VLAN, that is layer 2 technology, but this is layer 3 device, this is layer 2 device. VLAN is layer 2 technology. So then for these two sub interfaces, we need to say, for this sub interface, that means gig00.1 sub interface, we need to say you need to get all the packet related to the VLAN 10, right? Then simply we can say you need to read the encapsulation of the VLAN. So in here we are using the .1q encapsulation that has tag value 10, that tag value is 10. So for the gig00.1 interface, we are saying you need to get all the packet that coming with the tag number 10. At the same time, we need to say for the gig02 interface, right, please check the encapsulation, VLAN encapsulation tag. If it is equal to the 0, then you can get those packets, right? So we map gig00.2 sub interface related to the VLAN 20, gig00.1 interface related to the VLAN 10, right? So we need to mention what is the VLAN tag with the sub interface. Then for this interface we can assign the IP 20.1 and for this interface we can assign the IP 10.1. Remember, without giving the encapsulation .1q tag information, right, we cannot assign the IP. The first thing, you need to create the sub interface. The first thing, you need to go to the main interface, run the command no shutdown. As a second thing, you need to configure the sub interface, then use the encapsulation .1q value, then you can assign the IP.